What's up, guys? Please note that if you are watching this, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. It is simply my daily thoughts trying to learn about the blockchain and identify opportunities in new projects. So my main my main thing right now is Parma. So I got into Parma day one, right about here. Great. It was the best entry I've had so far. And I was able to sell it 24 hours later, get my leverage back. Then they introduced the nodes, and this is where things got interesting because you can see that the nodes created a big run because you had such a huge token burn. And I put all of my remaining tokens into the nodes, thinking that, why not? Let me go ahead and give it a shot. But everybody else did the same thing, and now it's dropped quite a bit, and I keep reinvesting into the project. I started with 10 nodes, now I'm up to 14 nodes. So I don't know if I should claim. Gwei is only 12, so I could claim for probably 2 million tokens. $20 has been recently the going rate, but do I want to keep reinvesting into Parma? Because I think it's got longevity, maybe, but what do I know? I've only been back into crypto for the last 4 months, and specifically on the Ethereum blockchain in new projects for maybe 2 months, just trying to specialize in the one area because there's so much. I can't keep up with Binance, and Binance has so many tokens released every day. I can't keep up with it. And so Ethereum, I thought, might be a good place to start, and that's where I am. I'm just starting right now, trying to figure it out. But so regarding the nodes, originally they cost 1 million tokens, and now it's 2 million, and apparently it's going to be 3 million version 3. That makes the nodes more valuable, but you can't sell the nodes. They're locked to your wallet, and that's it. So I'm not sure if I should keep investing in nodes or basically just kind of let things play out, accumulate the leverage when gas is cheap, and then invest into some other projects like Terrarium. I invested in that one recently. It's interesting, but I got in on this recent dip, and there's no telling what can happen with that token. Um, there's no telling. So right now Ethereum's 25.49. It's been in this really weird consolidation. Is it gonna drop? Our stock's gonna drop. These are Dow Jones futures. This is usually what I pay attention to. And this pivot at 33,000, I mean, that's going to be risk on or risk off indefinitely. Could be the rest of the year. If it continues lower, I haven't checked into Ukraine today. I'm burned out on following all of it. I don't know how to help anybody there, and it's going on 3 full weeks, and it's overload. But it's going to really dictate everything. I mean, what's going to happen? Is this going to escalate? I don't want to get into anything political, but there's so much unknown. So all I'm doing is looking at the chart, and it looks so heavy. It's just so heavy. But Ethereum and crypto's already had this significant correction, and so I wonder, did it correct already? Or because inflation, this is what crypto's for, is inflation, and this is the problem right now, is inflation. So you would think that maybe the stock market and crypto is going to decouple, and maybe even if the Dow Jones drops 40% this year, maybe there's another drop in Bitcoin, in ETH, and then eventually it's just the end of it, because this is the ultimate thing to combat inflation. This is what it was invented for right now. So it's a weird situation, and I can't really get my head around it, to be honest. But specifically on the micro viewpoint here with my Parma nodes, just trying to get going on the Ethereum blockchain and build something here over time. I just want to, I'm so sick and tired of these shit projects. I've been rugged so many times in the last 2 months. And if I just knew what I know now, I only have one token maybe every other week that passes through my filters and I can actually invest into it. Like Parma passed through my filters immediately, and I was just waiting for an entry. I got it. It worked out. But my filters to not get rugged are so strict. There's like zero opportunities on a weekly basis. Terrarium, I liked it, but the market cap threw me off because I wanted to invest in tokens that were 1 to 4 million, and Terrarium was let me pull it up. So this is it right now. You know, it looks bullish. So I bought in right above 6. I was hoping there was a trend line down here, and I was hoping I was going to get it for like 3.5, 8 zeros in front of that, but that didn't happen. So I'm in it. The entry, but I didn't buy it originally because the market cap was like 100 million, and I thought, what is this? I don't want to go anywhere near. But the tokenomics, I think 98% of the tokens are locked in liquidity. I believe I heard that yesterday on someone's channel on YouTube. So that means, is it really, okay, $342 million market cap right now? So Cheddar just recently hit 2.4 billion. So Terrarium, can it get to 3.4 billion? Is there 10x in this? Maybe. I do like the chart. It looks good. It looks pretty good. There's other YouTubers who are paid promoters of Terrarium. I'm not. I don't think I would ever take that road. I just want to learn how to do this. That's all. This is me learning the blockchain real time. So my filter system as of now, I guess the live new pairs is where we should go. Look at all these rugs. Just, this is nauseating. That crypto, that the blockchain, not to be standing on a soapbox and saying, yeah, how dare this turn into, I mean, we're going to get legislated by the government because of this happening on the blockchain. All these newborn tokens, rug. In an hour and 14 minutes, there's been 4 rugs, according to Dextools. It's 99 point something% of all new tokens are scams. So if you're starting out like me, and I could save you 2 months, number one, don't ape. Aping is when you buy a bag. A bag is an amount of tokens. Don't ape, don't buy unless you've got a pullback. You know, that's one thing that if I could do that differently, and again, this is not financial advice, it never will be, you know, learn the hard way like I did, but don't just buy a token in the first 15, 20 minutes and hope to get 10x. That's stupid, because there's like a 90+% chance it's a scam. Then additionally, as soon as I'm interested in a token, I go on Telegram, and there are many callers on there. And if any of the callers have called what I'm interested in, immediately I don't buy the token because it doesn't fit into my strategy here on the blockchain, which is to invest in hopefully legitimate projects that could last long term into the metaverse. So if it's a project that's being called, then I'm out. So that eliminates almost everything that you see trending on Dextools. I don't buy anything that's an Inu. That's another. So automatically, if you're going to name your token something Inu, gone. Forget about it. I'm not buying that one either. I've been burned by so many Enus, I've lost count. Apollo Enu, here's a chart of Apollo. 500x from a potential entry. This is just a screenshot from a while ago. I'll let this one go and just not capture Apollo. Although there was a really good buying opportunity recently on this that I missed. Yeah, Enus. You got to be kidding me. Really, everyone is just like, and I know that you can use callers on Telegram and do well with them. But from what I've seen, as soon as they're getting called by, I've got 5 or 6 callers on there, and as soon as one of them mentions or is paid to call to promote the token, that's it. It's done. It's a project that I want nothing to do with, because usually they're dead within 24 hours. But Cheddar is the main case study for me. I'm just trying to identify every token that could be the next Cheddar. So obviously Parma, Cheddar, they were hand in hand. And is Cheddar and Parma a legitimate long-term project that should make crypto enthusiasts proud? Not necessarily. Do they have some utility? I had originally read that Parma was going to try to have Parmesan cheese in the real world. I don't really see how that would be profitable. But they're going to, of course, they're going to do NFTs. Everybody's doing NFTs. It's just one NFT after another, really. And then Kaiko, this is another part of my filtration system. So Kaiko, I would like to think that I would have purchased this one. Maybe, maybe not. 200x, maybe. But ultimately, it was kind of a charity token. And that's another, if it's a charity token, I won't buy that either. Not because I don't want to be a charitable person. It's because they're just always a scam, inevitably. Like Convoy. Convoy, I got burned like a lot of other people. And apparently that was master dev. And if anybody can help me identify something with his project, so I know that's a master dev project, so I don't get burned by that person again, please leave a comment in the future. I will check this video. I will read I'm really trying to identify things like that. That's why I'm streaming right now, because I'm trying to get better. I'm sick of learning the hard way with this. It makes me nauseous to see that this is what crypto's turned into on the Ethereum blockchain, with this many scam tokens born every hour, all hour. So, but Parma's the one that I can say, all right, I've done well. It's risk-free for me at this stage. Whatever happens to the value, I don't know if I should keep reinvesting or maybe look to take the leverage and go elsewhere. I've listened to the AMAs. I'm impressed, but I'm too new to judge what developers should sound like. I don't have enough track record and listening to AMAs for months and months to know, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, she's doing good, whatever. I don't have that yet. But it seems like the tokenomics are good, the burn rate. But it's just that filtration system. You just got to know which ones to look at and which ones to immediately, because I can't go through. I was originally going through, and I had the Telegram alerts on my phone. So it'd be boom, 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 new token, new token. I would research every one. After like 3-4 straight hours of that, I couldn't even do it anymore. My brain was fried. And now I just realized I can't do it like that. It's not sustainable. I got to let everything play out. I've got to see the chart, and after a few hours, if there's a good entry and this token just so happens to pass through all of my filters, which is nearly impossible at this stage, then maybe I'll invest in the token. So like right now, there's not much new trending. I mean, the market has just been, if you're a legitimate project, would you even release right now? If you've dedicated months to something, are you going to release in this market? Because I wouldn't. I would just hold off a month or 2 or 3. So I'm wondering if maybe it's not just time to kind of keep the leverage, gain leverage whenever possible, keep it, knowing that there could be like 2, 3, 4 projects released in 1 week at some point in the future, because I would think they've been delayed with everything going on. I mean, the last 3 weeks have been chaos for the entire world, but for the last, I got in Halloween, and so it was pretty much at the peak of crypto. But I didn't decide I was going to specialize and focus only on the Ethereum blockchain new projects until about 2 months ago. And so with my filters now, it's just there's no new projects. So now I'm just trying to think, all right, I own Parma. I own that. I'm committed to Parma. How should I play it from here on out? Because what else am I going to invest in? I've already invested some leverage into Terrarium, so I'm exposed to that. Maybe that produces some more leverage for me, but I don't know where else I can invest. So it's almost like, why not make node number 15? Why not? So the Parma nodes, they have a 30-day boosted period where you earn 33,333 nodes, or excuse me, tokens per day, per node. So I had 10 nodes originally, 333,333 tokens generated daily. That's awesome. So if you got in the first like 48 hours, and I'm glad I had their Twitter account up, because I refreshed it and I saw the tweet about it, and I got in 8 hours after they came out, and they stopped them at 7,500, the version 1. And then version 2 is 2 million tokens. The thing that is, what do I do? Because now that they're on Binance, Parma just went cross-chain into Binance. Ever since that happened, the price has not done well. But it makes sense because everybody's got these tokens accumulating for the first 30 days of the boosted period for the nodes. That's about to run out. I think I've got 13 or 14 days left with my original nodes, and so does everybody else. So the amount of Parma that's going to be produced is going to drop 50% in like 2 weeks. So bye-bye 50% of your supply. So I know that's coming. So I love the fact that I've created 4 additional nodes recently, because they're going to keep producing at the boosted rate. But the thing that is stopping me from just saying, all right, I'm going to keep reinvesting Parma into Parma. I think they said they're going to do the Binance Smart Chain nodes as well at the 1 million token level, which is like, wait, what? I just paid 2 million. You shouldn't go backwards like that. I loved when the developer suddenly said, okay, now we're at version 2. It's 2 million tokens to make a node, because for a while my 10 nodes were worth like $7,000. I was like, yes, this is great. I'm finally, I'm taking my hits. I'm getting knocked down, but I'm getting back up again. And Parma really made me feel like I'm doing it. I'm making it work. I'm pivoting at this point in my life into the Ethereum blockchain, back into crypto, something I've been passionate about since I discovered it 6 or 7 years ago when I first got on Bitcoin. And no, I didn't buy any Bitcoin. I spent weeks studying it, and I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it at $200 a Bitcoin. So it's that makes me lose my train of thought. It makes me sick to my stomach still. Ugh. But the Parma nodes on Binance Smart Chain for $1 million per node, that's what I don't like to hear, because why would I pay 2 million? So I don't know. I think there's an AMA probably tomorrow or Wednesday, New York time. I'm in New Zealand. Yeah, I'm in Hammer Springs, New Zealand, South Island. I've been here since March 1st, 2020. I got here right when COVID arrived, and I've been here since, luckily. So everything's complicated for me time zone wise. But it should be in a day or two. There should be an AMA, and I need to ask, what are you going to do with the Binance nodes? Because I later thought the developer stated No, it's not going to be 1 million. It's going to be 2 million. So I would reinvest into more nodes, claim my tokens for 20 bucks, create the node with 10. As long as Gwei is like 12, 13 Gwei, that's how much it's been costing to claim the tokens and create the node. So it's like $30 to claim 2 million tokens and create the node. I'll gladly do it if I know that they're not going to change it on the Binance chain. And I've never traded anything besides Ethereum. I've never gone cross-chain. Just to be clear on how green I am into all this, I was trading on Coinbase and got annoyed and knew the real opportunities were on the blockchain. So now I'm on the blockchain, but Ethereum only. I don't know anything about any new projects besides Ethereum projects. That's all I'm focused on. So another interesting option was, I'm trying to create some passive income with this. So I was looking at Slotty NFTs and I thought, oh, these look interesting. This is something that excites me. The gambling aspect, not so much. But this is supposedly, in my mind, it's a slot machine that exists in the metaverse and can be installed in different casinos. And I was really interested in buying one of these. The token, this is Shiba Inu. I don't buy Inus. I was only looking at, there was some game. Somebody told me their kid played a game and made 20 bucks in like an hour or two. And so I was like, oh, what is that? Let me see if it's actually, so I couldn't, I don't know what I was doing wrong. Maybe I didn't play the game long enough. I played it for like 30, 40 minutes and I was terrible. So I stopped. Not even like 20, 30 minutes. I don't want to be involved in play to earn or really NFTs or anything. Ideally, it's just too much information overload. So this was, what was the Slotty? Oh, Watts. So Slotty does Watts. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. Look at usually these NFT, when their tokens come out, maybe you get an initial 10x the day of, and then they just drop into like the abyss. So Watts is at 246. Last time I checked, it was 298. But you don't get your tokens, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but everybody's going to have access. So you buy a Slotty, and the Slotty earns, I believe, 10 Watt tokens every day. And I thought, this is awesome. I'm going to buy one. This seems to be different. Why is everybody holding their Watts and not selling? And then sure enough, yeah, because nobody apparently can get them until April 22nd, and then it's just going to be a token dump. Because for a while, yeah, I was looking at it. I should have known. Something was wrong with Slotty, and so April 22nd. So because I would love to purchase these NFTs that provide a coin, but then you look at something like, well, I think it's XConsoles. So XConsoles, this is I love this, but the Slotty, it's going to be like your slot machines in the casino, and you're going to earn a rake. You're basically the casino. This could live forever, like 30 years into the metaverse. So that's the type of project that excites me about the metaverse and crypto and everything, is something like Slotty, until I realized that the tokens aren't even really accessible until April 22nd. And so the numbers I'm looking at aren't even real. So I'm going to come back to Slotty probably the end of April and see if it's some type of opportunity. XConsoles, they were $20,000 to $30,000 per NFT when I first discovered them. And that's back when their token, if you own an XConsole, you receive one game each and every day, one game token. And when I discovered a game token trending on Dextools, it was $500, and now I believe it's 20. So obviously it has dropped significantly. But another idea of how you can purchase something, and maybe these live on into the metaverse, and because they're minted in 2021, things that were minted in 2020, 2021 are just going to have a value, kind of like your 1950 and 60s baseball cards. Maybe they're just going to be vintage. So yeah, game token. But look at what's happened to this. I mean, if you bought this on the daily chart, it went whoosh, 12 hours better. So it went whoosh, and then bye-bye. So I don't even, but maybe it, yeah, I'm not touching a chart that looks that heavy, even if it may have bottomed. So I love these ideas like XConsoles, and the Slotty idea is really just such a great concept. If they follow through, that could live for the rest of our lifetimes in the metaverse, just earning you income. Yeah, such a cool idea. What are they selling for now? 2 hours ago, 1,700. And if you got your tokens now and could claim them now, then that would give you an ROI in 60 days, 70 days. Actually, the price is lower, so maybe 80 days. But that would still be awesome, because after 80 days, now you've got your leverage back. And what do you want to invest in? What's the next one? Do you want to buy more slotties? And then they got breeding and all that, but I'm a grown man. I can't take the breeding aspect of all this stuff seriously. When I heard about it with Axie, not ever going to breed anything. That's for sure. Nodes are manly. Terrarium. I mean, the chart. So Crypto Kermit, this is somebody, if you're interested in what I'm talking about, follow this person, because they give you a daily chart. And I just found out about this a few days ago, and he gives you updates. They give you updates on this. So today, because he originally had Slotty on here, and then he took it off, and then that's when I did the research and found out that the tokens aren't accessible, so this isn't real data. So a Eternal Elves Sentinels, those are new. I've never heard of those. 131-day break even. Metroverse XConsoles is number 4. I mean, if it would just stop, if the token would just stop dropping, then all right. You know, you've got XConsoles as a decent NFT passive income. But I haven't even checked in on that project recently, so I don't know if you know, what their deal is, if they're still working on it. But yeah, here's the Parma on Binance. They pretty much coupled up. Does not look good on Binance. So yeah, it's just having fun with it, making decisions, trying to be diversified, and put the leverage out there, risk it, try to get it back. I've heard from some other YouTubers that they're trying to get Terrarium on some larger exchanges, so that'd be cool. That would help with the demand. But 3 months ago, I would, I guess really 2 months ago, I would, if I owned a token and it suddenly showed up on a centralized exchange, I would sell it immediately, because that's not what I wanted to see. And now I don't know how I feel about that. If it's gonna be on centralized exchanges, I want it to be DeFi all the way. And then as soon as the token, if it went on Coinbase, for example, bye-bye. You get that big, huge pump, that 3x, 4x, 5x from Coinbase pump, and then dump it, you know. Because I just can't imagine doing any trading on Coinbase anymore. Unless I were trying to own Bitcoin directly, a stable coin directly, then maybe I would use Coinbase, maybe, as a sense of security, but I believe they got hacked at some point in the past. So, what's trending on Dex? Greener, Tama, Revive. It's like if you're a Tama and Inu, I'm just not interested. Not even going to consider it. I heard that possibly Facebook is not going to be able to compete with Microsoft in the metaverse, and because if you go to Facebook now, it's called Meta. They're now Meta. It's happening. This whole thing is happening. We are gradually going there, but I didn't know Microsoft is going to be such a big player in the metaverse, and it looks like that's what's going to happen, and they might be able to take down Facebook. And they've got 180 billion, I believe, that they're going to invest or could invest into the metaverse, and they own Oculus Rift, yes, but possibly you don't even need. There's glasses you can wear, just normal glasses, and maybe you don't need that sophistication of a Oculus Rift unless you're a gamer. Normal people going in the metaverse. Oh, Microsoft Teams is maybe the gateway into the metaverse. They've got the infrastructure set up, so it's just not. It's not going to be what I originally thought the metaverse was going to be. Yeah, definitely not. How do you? I've never done a live stream, so how do you find the page? Live streaming. Okay, cool. Excellent condition. All right. Yeah, so I would go ahead and say right off the bat. So on Telegram, oh, that's right, Sharky. There was a token Sharky that came out, and I was thinking about it. Should I buy this or not? And I almost did. I had it pulled up. I imported the token into Uniswap. I was ready to buy it, and then I was looking at the orders and realized they were limiting the orders to $100, $130 per transaction. So I kind of just said, it doesn't feel right. And looking back, I should have just put $100 into it and said whatever. But the website was so clean; it was too clean, and that kind of scared me off quite a bit. Sharky token. Yeah, I mean that website is way too clean, and it looked too good to be true, and it's apparently had a pretty good run here. But the top 12 on Dextools, it's just nothing that jumps out at me. There's nothing new, nothing fresh, because no legit projects are coming out. So the callers there's only one caller so far that I found on Telegram that actually seems to be someone remotely helpful, and that's Pow's Gem Calls. He seems to be more of a normal person and give some data that helps. But then you've got these other callers that as soon as I know they've called a token, I immediately cancel Christmas on buying that token, like Gumball's Gem Calls. That's Gumball's Gem Calls. Then Mathus calls, Mathus, Maythous. As soon as he calls something, immediately I don't buy it. Luffy, Luffys, Luffy's Gem Calls. As soon as he calls something, I don't touch it. Kingdom of 100 calls. They seem to be maybe not as bad, but if they have been paid to call, then I want nothing to do with that project. Gooby Gambles, Gooby, Gooby Gambles, if he calls it, I'm out. So those callers, they help me in that regard because I know once they've been paid, it's just not going to be a good investment for my strategy. Maybe you've got a strategy that you're actually able to work with them and you know, or not work with them, but with their information that they're providing. Me, I can't. As soon as it's just, so it saves me a lot of time researching, because if I do like a token, if I like something, if it looks interesting, I immediately go onto Telegram and see if it's been called. That's just my first step, believe it or not. I would have never thought that was a part of what my strategy, my filtration system would evolve into, but it's actually the most important step for me now, is to make sure that the token has not been called. There's a RBI. There was RBI Inu. I like that one, but it was an Inu. I don't buy Inus. Sorry. So I missed that. What's Zinja? This has been on my radar all day, and I haven't bothered looking. So Zinja. Yeah, if you want to have the top 12 on Dextools, you got to have a wallet connected and 1,000 Dextools tokens, and then you get access to the top 12. And the top 12, it's a completely different list than the top 10 for free. And without Dextools, I wouldn't really be doing very well. It is a very valuable resource. And sometimes it doesn't load up in my Firefox browser. Do not know why that happens. But yeah, this would be pretty nice if once these Parma nodes drop and their earnings drop 50%, it'd be nice to see the value of this token go up. And then it would make sense to reinvest in it, because I don't see anything else that I can invest some leverage into, and I'd rather just not have it sit in USDC in my wallet. Chart's not bad, but I'm pretty sure this has been called already. Blockchain, anything weird? Holders, 50%, Uniswap, contract address. Okay, wallet distribution. But I'm pretty sure I saw this got called. How did it start? Okay, so 100 million. This is Zinja.info. Let me see if they called this thing. On Telegram, you can actually just do a search, and it'll tell you everybody that you follow if it's been called. Yep, Gooby, Kingdom. Okay. So that's not a token that I can invest in. So don't even waste any time on it. It's been called. Bye-bye. I would have liked to have purchased AlphaPad back when it was released, but it got called. So, and honestly, I can't even say that. Just the name alone, I think it's called AlphaPad, right? I would have looked at that, but it was called immediately out of the gate. But at least it had a name, and it just wasn't a lazy ass Inu. So yeah, I'm gonna give it some more thought, but I really need to know what they're planning on doing with the nodes on Binance. Because if I could go ahead and create node number 15, I would do it right now. With gas this low, I would do it and just reinvest in the project, but not if they're going to do $1 million on Binance per node. So that's just idiotic to therefore spend $2 million right now on Parma, on the Ethereum blockchain to create the node. So it's just nothing new. Nothing. And it's so interesting how all the best projects are seemingly released on Wednesdays and Thursdays, New York time. Wednesdays, Thursdays. Usually between 3 p.m. New York time and 10 p.m. New York time on a Wednesday or a Thursday. That is when got to be on high alert and really pay attention to a new project that may have just come out. It's uncanny how those are the two periods each and every week that I've discovered all the best tokens, they are released during that period. And I guess it makes sense because it carries into the weekend and the markets are closed, crypto's open, and so it can have so much more attention. And that's why some of these tokens have come out and in 72 hours gone on massive runs when they're released properly on a Wednesday and a Thursday. So these Mondays really aren't Tuesdays, Mondays, wherever you aren't that. I don't think I've even ever purchased a token on a Monday or a Tuesday, as a matter of fact. In the 2 months I've been in this, I don't think so. But yeah, it's such an awesome technology and everything going on here. It's just a shame that almost every one of these tokens are a scam. And the issue is that it just gives the government reason to come in and babysit everything going on in DeFi. And that's exactly what we don't want. This could be a beautiful thing. And it's nice though that Dextools is starting to show, I guess maybe they've always done it, but they're showing rug pull, rug pull. I mean, this is just amazing, all these rugs. And if somebody knows how to identify a master dev project so I can avoid those, please let me know. Please let me know. Anytime on Telegram that name is mentioned, everybody asks, how do you, do they have a Twitter? Blah. I don't know any information about that, but I would love to identify how to avoid those projects in the future. Because that convoy token, I should have just taken my leverage. I bought it and it went up 150%. I could have taken my leverage out, but I didn't. And it's pretty much dust now. But that's okay. You know, it's leverage that I can afford to lose, and it's just about building something here with these projects, investing in the right projects. Yeah, if it's called Walmart or any other significant name, Facebook Metaverse, if the name of a token is something that mainstream, it's a scam and it's a honeypot. So you're gonna get in it, and as soon as you click swap, tap swap, it's game over. Your money's gone forever. So I haven't been rugged or scammed since Convoy. It's the only one, but really I've only purchased Parma and Terrarium. Oh, there was another really great project. Well, I don't know if it's great or not, but it passed through my filters. It's yeah. I heard the guy's AMA. Seems like he's just a builder. Everything's been organic with it. The token is Hearts token. I haven't checked it today. Must be this one. But this is another NFT project. But they're apparently developing a game similar to the Realms. It may have been a fork of the Realms project. Oh, I forgot again. I'm in Firefox and it's not loading. So Hearts token has great tokenomics, and you can stake it. And if you create the liquidity pool, you get 100, and last time I checked, I think it was 190,000%. And I tested it and it was verified. I'm not in it. I took it out and went to Terareum, so I do not have that in my portfolio. But it is an interesting project, just because of the staking right out of the gate and the LP and the high APY. It really was 190,000% for the liquidity pool. So it's holding up. I mean, that's an idea. See, I wonder if I should take my leverage, and it's just so expensive when you're working with small amounts of money to create the liquidity pool and to claim it and stay, because you're basically just going into this liquidity pool, and then that's it, and you're hoping for the best long term. I'd rather be able to claim it and restake it and claim it and restake it. This is the website. But it seems like it's a legitimate project. Maybe. There was another one. What was that? Hunter.game. And that was Prey token. And I was able to flip that token a bit, so I didn't get burned by that one, but I could tell something was off with those NFTs. It could be an NFT pump and dump. But this project is pretty good from what I can see. I think the NFTs are worth between $300, $400, $500, and they don't earn any heart token, and the heart token is going to have a utility in the game. So that's pretty cool, because then you're not going to get, the tokenomics are solid for an NFT project. They look pretty solid to me. There's been no new tweets though, huh? No, here we go. 16 hours ago. One more day. Hero giveaway. So yeah, I hope this project is successful, and maybe they'll grow. But the staking on this is the main attraction to me, is without a doubt. APY staking is what originally got me into this. When I found out about Alluvium and the staking they were offering, and that's what got me back into crypto. Um, and speaking of Alluvium, I can't see my rewards, and apparently it's been like this for a while. You know, that's rather irritating because that's supposed to be a AAA project, and my rewards stopped a long time ago. Alluvium, Alluvium, the game that's supposed to be the game on the blockchain, and they're having issues like that. I mean, that makes me wonder, is that a legitimate project? So you can actually take your hearts and buy the NFT. So it's just an interesting project, and it's nice to see something actually somewhat legitimate. So really, in the past month, the only investments I've made are Parma, Terrarium, Heart Token, and Convoy. And we all know what happened to Convoy. So I'm getting better, but I still have so much to learn with all this. So much to learn. And I love it. I love everything happening on the blockchain. I love it. And I wouldn't rather do anything else, but it's going to be nice once I've got the leverage coming in and I can really truly invest in and just grow into the metaverse, wealth into the metaverse. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And I'm being forced into learning about NFTs because of Heart Token. For example, I bought this without even knowing. I couldn't identify what it was. It's the first time ever that I purchased a token just off of the chart and the blockchain. I could not for my life identify what the project was. And this is what it looked like when it first came out there, blockchain. And I thought, oh, okay, that's different. And then I started seeing claiming and staking, and immediately I was interested. And I actually just bought it without knowing or being able to identify the website or the project, just because I saw value in the blockchain. I was like, finally, all right, that's a breakthrough. That's a breakthrough to buy something, not knowing what it is, but just because I've stared at blockchains on Etherscan for months and months now. I want to go to the page that made me say, all right, that's it, I'm buying it. So I bought this one, I got my leverage back, and then when I saw this claim, I think that's the one that made me think, wait, this could be something. And I like it. I love the project. I think it's just like, please give me something. Somebody's working on something. I can invest in it, support it with my dollars that are votes for your project. My ETH, let me, thank you for actually being on the blockchain and doing something legitimate in the newborn token space. I know there's a lot going on the blockchain, a lot of people working hard on it, but in the newborn token niche, yeah, it's ridiculous, really. Yeah, I don't think the algorithm knew my what is this? Webcam manage. Wait, I'm not even on. There's no webcam. No, there we are. I'm on the top left. I was covered. Probably should move that. What do we got? Anything? Just sells. But I mean, this is it. You just got to sit here and stare, and something comes up on Dex Screener, and it might look good, and then I can start to try to poke a hole in it as to why I'm not going to buy this token, and that's what happens most of the time. And then I really ideally like to see it trending organically on Dextools, that makes me feel a little bit more confident if it's got that exposure. Because sometimes these tokens they don't trend on Dextools, and I don't understand why that would be. You know, they've got the numbers. Why they've got the volume. So what is the threshold? I'd love to know what the algorithm is on Dextools to trend organically on there. And I've also seen that there are ways to pay somebody off and you trend on Dextools. I don't like hearing that. It doesn't surprise me in this space that you can do something like that. But one thing that, as I'm learning everything here, so Terrarium, when I look at these orders rolling in, it just doesn't make sense how you have like this big buy order 0.51, and then I've noticed how a buy order comes in and it often drops the price. And I know there's 3% reflections, 3% burn, and 3% for marketing as of now. And okay, so I've seen that. I've seen other tokens similar to that, and they don't behave in this way on with the buying and the selling. So that's bizarre to me. You know, just watch this Terrarium blockchain, and the price action doesn't make sense. And as being a scared deer in this space, I would run away from that normally, but it passed through all of my other filters, so I purchased right here. I was looking for this trend line to come in. I really thought it was going to drop down here. It very well may. Never know. I was hoping I was going to buy in this trend line at like 3.5. Because I remember Cheddar kind of did that. It ran up and then it came down and then it went on to become a benchmark token. When there was that little window, there was like a 2-week window where Ethereum went in bull mode and Cheddar was the main recipient of that bull run. And it became a benchmark token. And Terrarium, benchmark token for me is kind of setting a new higher high in this newborn token space. So like billion, 2 billion, 3 billion plus, that's a benchmark token. I mean, could it become it? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a go, see what happens, see if it can produce some more leverage for me to reinvest. But the main thing is I'll probably wait until probably Friday and just let my nodes, my Parma nodes accumulate, get my answer regarding the Binance nodes, and if they're really going to be half the cost of the Ethereum, then I won't purchase more nodes. But if another opportunity comes out, I'll be interested in I'll be interested in that possibility to invest in something different. Just take the leverage out of Parma and invest elsewhere. I just don't want to do anything ahead of Wednesday, Thursday, New York time, because that's when these projects, the good ones, come out. And you know, Ethereum's relatively stable at the moment, because if this trend line, is this trend line going to hold? What do we got? So broke through there, holding, redraw it to that, but that's not really the good trend line to draw, is it? It's more like, I think I need to draw it from here to here. So it's holding this trend line pretty well. It's a pretty damn dominant trend line. Holding it thus far. Yeah, I wake up tomorrow, it could be down to 2100 again. That's not going to help. Not going to help anything. Terrarium seemed to go up as Ethereum dropped last time. That big run on Terrarium, if I recall, the Ethereum was struggling and it came out pretty well. So yeah, I mean, Hearts and the Heroes project, I think that's a quality, I want to believe it's a quality project. And I just would rather stake more. The floor price is 18,200. Whoa. Wow. It was 13,000 2 days ago. So the NFT, oh, that's right, because if you own a hero, you can actually get an NFT drop. They're calling it a ghoul, and they're going to give you that free NFT. You're just going to have to pay gas to claim it. It's probably going to have, there's going to be twice as many, so I don't know what the value would be on them, but yeah, that's pretty interesting to see that price go up like that. Because the value of Heart token has not changed. Yeah, that it's a quality staking opportunity. Maybe if I can get some more leverage, I might try to take that risk and stake it, deal with some type of impermanent loss. Is that liquidity pool 191,000% last time I checked? But I don't know what I'm looking at with NFTs. I have no filtration system for them at all. I just deal with it when a token that looks to be quality with a quality project forces me into the NFT space, because that is just a whole nother specialization that I'm sure over time I'll pick up on. But right now that's just a language that I do not speak. And Cheddar, ugh. The cheese tokens have not fared well over the past couple of weeks. So then you got to also be looking at the recently added, because sometimes when you're playing the newborn tokens, their destiny is going to be CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and that's pretty much the end. So you got to really pay attention to when your investment, your token has appeared over here, because that I've seen that be the peak. So you got to have that open too. You got to keep checking. All right, well, that's pretty much it for today. Keep an eye on everything over the next 24 hours, but that'll do it.